Everyone thinks leadership is tested in boardrooms or on mountains or maybe in storms, but most leadership is revealed in kitchens. This is Summit After the Storm, and I'm Bart Wilbanks. Last night, Amanda was scooping sherbet for the boys. Fresh out of the freezer, bowl ready, scoop in hand. Reese sitting there with his spoon eager to eat the sherbet. Normal Sunday night, and in one quick motion, the entire tub of ice cream slid across the island out of Amanda's hand onto the kitchen floor, landing perfectly upside down. There was a half second of silence where we kind of all just stood there not knowing what to do. That is, everyone except Reese. Reese had his ice cream spoon in his hand, and the second that tub hit the ground, he bolted down to pick it up, set it back on the counter so Mom could finish scooping his rainbow sherbet. And then I did what any mature, supportive husband would do. I grabbed my phone, I downloaded the video from our security camera facing that exact spot on the island, and I posted it on Instagram with Queen's Another One Bites the Dust playing in the background. We laughed, everyone, really hard. We cleaned the mess up, we got the sherbet in the bowl, and we moved on. And that moment has stayed with me longer than I expected. Years ago, a moment like that might have felt different. Tension, irritation, someone snapping, not because sherbet matters, but because when your internal margin is thin, small disruptions feel big. The stress you carried from work spills into the room. The pressure that you haven't processed leaks sideways. Ice cream becomes the trigger, but last night wasn't tense, it was light. And that didn't happen by accident. Emotional capacity is built slowly, not in dramatic breakthroughs, but in choosing restraint, in learning to pause, in deciding that not every inconvenience deserves escalation. On Kilimanjaro, the guides constantly told us, "Poli, slowly, slowly." Not because the mountain would change, but because we had to. Rushing would cost us oxygen, cost us energy, cost us the summit. At home, it's the same. You either rush into reaction or you slow your response. One builds tension, the other builds strength. Proverbs 17 verse 27 says, "The one who has knowledge uses words with restraint, and whoever has understanding is even-tempered." That word, even-tempered, that doesn't mean passive, it means steady. Steady is powerful. Last week we talked about handling hard better, the famous quote by Kara Lawson, Duke women's basketball coach. But before you handle hurricanes and hostile conversations and high-stakes decisions, you handle rainbow sherbet on the floor. You handle interruptions. You handle delays. You handle inconvenience, because your family experiences your leadership long before your team does. And the tone you set in small moments becomes the atmosphere of your home. Last night wasn't about dessert. It was about growth. Not flashy growth, not Instagram-worthy growth, just quiet evidence that something inside us has strengthened. The mountain didn't shrink. Life didn't get easier. We've just learned to stay steady. If this podcast resonated, follow us on Spotify and learn more at summitafterstorm.com. Thank you for listening, and until next time, keep climbing. Poli.